Hey y'all. So I wanted to share another one of my experiences that I've had with God along this journey of following Christ. So one day I was standing in my living room in my apartment. I was 19 years old at this time, and I never read my Bible. So this particular day, I just randomly opened my Bible and it landed on Proverbs 22:24 through 25. And I'm going to read the Amplified version. So it says, "Do not even associate with a man given to angry outbursts or go along with a hot tempered man, or you will learn his undisciplined ways and get yourself trapped in a situation from which it is hard to escape." So, y'all, when I read that scripture, I immediately started having a panic attack. I, my sister was there with me, so she helped me to calm down or whatever. But little did I know, God was sending me a warning before destruction came. So during that time of my life, I was literally hanging out with gangbangers, drug dealers, and actually my boyfriend at the time, he was a gangbanger and a drug dealer. So when I read that scripture, I immediately knew that God was speaking to me about the relationship that I was in and the people that I surround myself with every single day. If you know any thugs or any gangbangers, then you know they are definitely easily angered, hot-tempered kind of people. So I became that girl. I became the girl who was easily angered, who was hot-tempered. His ways became my ways. I found myself selling drugs. Shortly after that, found myself in a situation where I ended up going to jail. Although at that particular time, I had did nothing wrong. I went to jail just because of my association with the guy that I was with. But little did I know, I was getting ready to have an experience with God. I was finally getting ready to meet the God of my dad, the God of my stepmother, the God of my aunties and my grandmother. I grew up in church, and I knew about God and I knew a lot of the Bible stories, but I didn't really have a personal experience with God until I ended up going to jail. So they ended up taking my bond away. So that put me in a position where I had to stay. Like, no one could bail me out. I ended up having a fight because I was hot-tempered. I had a fight the first day I was in there, and I ended up in a cell by myself. I guess it would be something considered like the whole or whatever. Yeah. I was okay with that because, I really didn't want to be in there with those people. I felt like, the people that was in there was not me. They were totally different than I was, so I thought. But anywho, I ended up on a pod where it was full of people with high bonds, no bonds. So they were murderers, high profile cases. It was just, kind of scary to say the least. Just initially going in there knowing that you're surrounded by all these different kinds of people. So one day, the first day that I was in that cell by myself, I cried out to God And I told him, I said, if you are real, I need to know right now. So while I was praying and crying, I just felt the love of God just come into the room and wrap around me. It was a feeling that I had never felt before. And immediately it took my tears away. I was no longer in a panic or afraid. I just felt love. Like, if you've ever experienced the love of God, like experienced a moment where he just wrapped his arms around you, then you know that you really just can't explain what that actually feels like. So from that point on, I was a believer. Like, I became a true believer in Jesus Christ. And so he began to just pour into me. I started to read my word every single day. Like, I was just, engulfed in it. Like, I rarely read anything else. But he began to show himself to me, and he spoke to me and let me know that I wasn't going to go to prison and that I was going to get out of there. Now, that is a story that I'll tell y'all about at a later time, because it's a whole nother situation, y'all, and it's so good. So I just want to encourage you today to build your own personal relationship with God. At some point, it's not going to be enough to just believe in the God of your parents or your grandmother, or, the God of whoever that knows God. There comes a time where you have to know who God is for yourself. So thank you for taking the time out to listen to my story, watching this video. Please share this video with somebody, or just, with your platform, because you never know who this might touch. So yeah, I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Bye.